Okay, when I thought that I could not be interrupted in this wonderful place, the only noise, remember which stage is the noise, is the housekeeper making wood for later while I was recording this video. So that requires an acknowledgement, because there started to be noise while I was about to say how to move from the growth quadrant to how I arrived here. That has been like an epic magical crossing that I needed to understand, and many of us too, because in our sessions many were in the ones of the liberation of the voice, the sounds around. And I will say that quadrant that needed to be recognized talks about the stop of not doing, stop of not writing. So I stop of not doing something, so I do it. I stop of not doing. So there's an intermittency. When you know what something is intermittent, it's like, okay, go. And that makes grow, because it's the +1, +1, +1. That intermittency helps for nurturing things, make them grow. And I was just getting more knowledge, one video more, one book more, and I was growing a lot. Grow, until we are saturated. As we talked in the last session, the saturation, because of stimulation, it arrives at a point of saturation. And my guides told me to rest. Even I opened my records and I asked my master to open my records, and the message was the same. And as we know in the path, we need to listen to the oracle. And I needed to figure out how to rest. But I couldn't, because it was I stopped of not doing, so I was restless. So here's how we handle the sexual energies. Let me see if I can change the hand. Yeah, changing the hand as well. So I did a change by face ignition. First, when I heard myself that I was trapped in this quadrant, I have to keep looking. +1, looking for houses. And then my mother, that was listening to me and studying Paris as well, she said, are you aware of what are you saying? How are you saying? She was developing initiatic listening. If you say you need to keep looking, that's what you're manifesting, to keep looking. And then I did it by face ignition and said, I'm finding this place when I'm inhabiting and everything. So I did change that. One day later, found a different place, manifested paradise. And the thing in here that also the housekeeper, the one who was renting this, told me, not all is possible. That's the stage of growth. When you listen to that, it's +1, but also it's the stage of not all, not everything, or not all. Because you are in the country, you cannot have like all the benefits of the city while being here. So in here you don't have the heating system and the internet connection. So if you want peacefulness, silence, resting well, everything, you will have to sacrifice something. Well, I guess this is growing up, says Blink 182. I'll start heading back. So I understood that, acknowledged that stage, and then I realized that this was the crossing that I needed to do. That is from growth, let's put it for you, the lower on the left, from growth to the impossible. Why would I go want to go to the impossible, because of it's impossible for all the things that were making me restless to bother me. It's impossible for me to be interrupted. It's impossible that the rest that I need doesn't happen. So just being some hours in this forest, I started feeling sleepy, that my body could relax and rest, and became enter the realm of it's impossible not to rest. That was what I needed to do. So that was the crossing. And also, to put it in the writing logic, is not stopping of not doing. So what was interrupted before, that I stop of not doing, now is I don't stop of not doing, so I rest. So I don't have the possibility of stopping of not doing, I just have to stop. And the time passes differently here. And then I could rest properly and get the assimilation, the integration, because it's impossible for people also to call me, interrupt me, and else. So that's the new amplified paradise of the step 10 that I arrived using this magical crossing from growth to the impossible. In this case, the impossible of not happening what I want to happen. That is the rest and the integration, the recovering of the health. So yes, I think that last access point I want to share before going is the castration, because this is the quadrant of the, if we see the techniques to apply. In the growth is stimulation, if there's a certain energy, and in the impossible is castration. So I castrate myself from the internet, from the social media. So that castration, that restraint, helps on the limiting to not be interrupted. So that's a device for preservation of oneself and the rest. So, well, that's on the sexual energies as well, castration and the importance of it. Okay, this is the video I wanted to share with you in this magical crossing. See you on the next training.